What's up, everybody? I'm Hope.
And I'm Kadero.
And welcome to H&K Chronicles.
A podcast by your favorite couple, Every Day with H&K.
We hope you're inspired by our love and our laughter.
And whatever conversations come from this.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
It's your girl, Hope. And this is H&K Chronicles coming at you. It's your favorite podcast by Every Day with H&K. And sitting beside me in his amazing salmon pinkish color shirt. I love that shirt, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's giving me some muscle vibes.
Ooh.
Oh! Wait, did you show the people that just now? Well, that's a great introduction.
Gave my best to Val right there. I hope he watches this.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of actually leads into what we're talking about today.
You didn't even introduce me though. You just you started with your favorite.
Because you distracted me. You distracted me. Those distracted me. This is my sexy co-host, Kadero Watson, ladies and gentlemen.
Kadero.
Yep. Okay. So you definitely distracted me with that, and before we get into it, we just have to say, if you're watching this podcast, that means that you are a homie on Patreon.
Hey.
You are one of our patrons, and we love you so much for supporting us and just pouring into us and all that great stuff.
And so, if you're not a patron of Every Day with H&K, I need you to check it out. You can go to patreon.com/everydaywithhk. It is a monthly subscription to us, but you get some exclusive bonus content that we don't put out on all the grams and, and Twitters and Facebook.
And you would actually be seeing this video
and you see
right
the podcast
now.
stuff.
The podcast
so
video, yeah.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's
as
low as like
$2.
$2. $2 a month.
I mean, that's
support.
What is
as they say, support black businesses.
I can't. Okay, so
and then H&K Nation.
H&K Nation.
What's happening?
Giving y'all a shout out.
Love y'all,
are amazing.
Man.
We love you guys so much. Okay, so I'm excited because you did get me excited when you did that little flex thing with your chest.
Oh,
it was, he's been working out, so he's been.
I'm trying.
He's been impressing me.
Trying to get away with this bird chest. Try to get some muscles in it.
It's all right. You coming into it.
I'm good. At 33 years old, boy, you're just coming into your chest.
Coming into your chest. It's looking lovely. But that honestly is kind of, I'm going to just put this out there. This podcast may be a little different. It may be for older people.
I don't think it's for anybody.
Well, I don't know if an 8-year-old may be.
I don't think any of our podcasts are for 8-year-olds.
I hope not. I'm just going to say, I would say 18 plus. 18 plus.
18 plus.
Yeah, because we may get a little interesting on this podcast.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're just talking about more so like topics. Well, some of it may be that. Some of it's just about.
That's what I'm saying. Just some of it may be. You just may need to guard your children if they're in the room. Because we may say something that you may not want them to hear.
I hear you.
Well, I may say something you don't want them to hear. I don't know what you're going to say. But anywho. Okay, so today we are talking about how to keep it just fresh and sexy in your marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Because as many of us know...
Oh, yeah.
As many of us know... Sometimes, like, for instance, we've been together for over 15 years.
Yeah.
We've been married for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes things can just get a little stale, boring.
A little stiff.
A little what? Stiff.
Huh?
A little mundane.
We ain't newlyweds no more.
We are not newlyweds anymore. Life happens.
But we try to act like we are to the best of our ability.
We do.
Absolutely.
So I think it's just important. And we've gotten this question a lot. Like, how do you guys keep it so spicy? You guys are still laughing with each other. Like, you guys seem like y'all still like each other. Like, what's the secret?
They think we just came off the altar sometimes. And
it's a blessing.
That's the blessing.
Right?
And that's what we trying to... teach people, I guess, or show people like it don't have to stop. It
doesn't have to stop or get dry.
The newlywed stage never has to stop.
Yes, and so this is just stuff that like we've seen in the past 15 years we've been together, and just with conversations of things that we've read, just in trying to implement them into our marriage as well. But I guess my question for you, Mr. Watson, would be like, what would be, I guess, the first thing that you would think is a way to keep it fresh without going, into like this stuff yet?
Into the abyss of the what? Yeah? Huh? I think honestly, like the one piece of the puzzle of keeping it hot and spicy and fresh in marriage, which everyone has to realize, is the importance of communication.
Guys, and I know y'all are going to say, y'all say that all the time. We do.
Hold on, how they say it?
Y'all say that all the time.
Playtime is over.
Well, we do. We say that every time, but communication is so broad that it can work literally in any situation.
It absolutely works in every situation.
In every situation. Like, you can't...
Nothing can get accomplished without a dialogue of communication being had.
That's what I'm saying. So the thing is, like, say, for example, I feel like our marriage is dry, or like...
You don't really feel that way.
I don't really feel that way. Sure. But like, say, for example, I did, like, that's on me to now communicate that with you. Like, I need some newness. I need some freshness. Like, what can we do to make sure that I'm not feeling this way, that you're not feeling this way? So that's when we say, like, communication is so key, because it is.
Yeah.
Like, Kadero's not going to know that I feel like our marriage or relationship is stale or dry if I don't
That's such a gem right there.
What?
Because it's like, and it works both sides. Your spouse doesn't know what's wrong unless you explain what's wrong. If you have an issue.
Sounds like common sense, right?
Sounds like common sense.
Like common sense.
Which is it's a thing that, it's so scarce nowadays, common sense.
Is.
But yeah, like, you're not going to know what's wrong with me unless I communicate what's wrong with me.
And that's on you.
And that's on me to do that.
It has to be that person. Somebody's going to get exhausted if we're consistently trying to pull out information from our spouse or consistently asking them questions.
Right.
Like, that can get exhausting. So, like, I would say it's on both people to, okay, whatever you're wanting or needing in this relationship, like, I need you to step up and just communicate that with me.
Right.
And then we can fix whatever issues. So,
absolutely.
Communication, guys, it is so key. Yeah. But I think too, like, in order for us to communicate what it is that we're wanting, we have to first know what we're wanting ourselves.
Ooh.
Like, because how can I expect Kadero to fix, quote unquote, how I'm feeling if I don't even know, like, what I'm needing or what I'm lacking, or like, so there has to be some type of in tuneness with myself.
That self-assessment
of, why do I feel like this? What's the driving force behind why I'm feeling this way? And then once I figure out what I'm needing and wanting, then I can freely express that to Kadero, and we can come up with some type of plan, or, what do you call it? Yeah, plan. Plan as far as how to move forward. So, yeah, I think communication is definitely key.
And it's going to be the driving point throughout the whole time of you figuring out how to keep it hot and spicy. Because now when we start talking about those things that you can do, there's going to be a lot of communication going into it.
A lot of communication. And let me just say this, because this kind of goes into my next point. And we're not going in any type of order, guys. We're just kind of free balling it with you. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Free balling, huh?
18 plus. That's why I said 18 plus.
Because you out here using words like free balling. Huh? Commando or something. What are you talking about?
But anywho, communication kind of goes with my point that I had too. Keeping it fresh can also mean, like, keeping up with your appearance. And I think a lot of times when people get, because I'm guilty. I'm raising my hand. I'm guilty. When you've been with somebody for so long, you get very comfortable with that person. Yeah. And it's one of those things that y'all see half the time on Instagram. I got my LB in, and he loves Lil Bun, for y'all that don't know that. But sometimes to keep it fresh and spicy, like, I may wear this to bed.
Hey.
My wig. Y'all see what I'm saying? And it's one of those things that Kadero has definitely communicated with me sometimes, like, if we're about to go there, do you have to wear your scarf right now?
Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, that's real, man. Because, like, you're going to say, yes, women are visual too, but men are such visual creatures.
Absolutely.
And I think right now is such an important time to think about what you're saying with parents because of quarantine.
Yes.
And so there are folks who have gone back to work, but the folks who are like, you're at home and you're with your spouse each and every day.
Yep.
Now it's like, yo, we're not going anywhere. We're not going out. Like, we just, it's most likely to be in takeout. Like, and like the numbers have gone back up. So like, we still like, all right, we gonna hunker down back in the house. Yeah. I'm gonna keep my pajamas on.
I'm keeping my sweatpants on, my sweatshirt on, and it's like, that's kind of what we're getting used to seeing around here. And it's like, okay, hold on. Let me show you that I still know how to get ready. I still know how to put on a face and look presentable. So the thing is, like, y'all see me right now, I'm decent.
But the thing is, when she came in, I was like, oh, look at that little top she got on. Okay. Because, I ain't seen her. Like,
you haven't seen me dressed in a long time. And the thing is, I may still keep this on tonight. The look, the lashes, all that stuff. So it's keeping up with your appearance. And I think just making yourself, and don't get me wrong, Kadero loves me no matter what I look like. He's seen me at every point in my life, the way that I look. Mm-hmm. But it's just something to keep it fresh and spicy as far as, let me change it up for him. Let me put on some lashes today. Let me put on some makeup today. Or, actually get dressed today. Get dressed, please. And not have on, the sweats or all that stuff. So I think that's important. But even like when working out, we've been on this weight loss journey or lifestyle change, more so is what it has grown into, like just a lifestyle change and just seeing your new body and not that beginning quarantine body, because we both were ready. When they said quarantine, we got the cakes, the cookies, all of that stuff. We were ready to hunker down.
We were the testament of quarantine.
Yes. But it's like now seeing you take care of yourself, like taking pride in yourself, you isolating your pecs when you do that stuff. A little isolation, it's great to keep it fresh. But
no, I hear you, and I think that you're right. It's so important for the parents' piece because like it matters. Like I think physical attraction is key in a relationship. Like, don't let, like, we don't want that to be the number priority in a relationship. It can't be the driving force, but not everybody is just like, oh no, her looks or his looks did not matter.
Don't matter at all.
Whatever.
That's a lie.
There was something. That's a lie. When you saw that person, you was just like, oh, he kind of fine. Or she fine. Like, that was thought. That thought was had. So it's key to make sure you have that appearance. I think that is so true.
Absolutely.
How else you think to keep it fresh and spicy? Are you going back to? Are you about to ask me that? Were you about to ask me?
No, I'm just. Well, do you have something?
No, I think it was funny because you went and you talk about like getting dressed or because people who don't, if you're not going out or you're not going out to eat and you bring it back up, bring stuff back home. It's like create those moments to be hot and fresh. Like I think it's so key when you talk about communication, listening as well. Especially like for men, like listening to what your wife is saying and like really understand what she's saying, because like she may say, I just want something like a romantic night. I know we can't go out or we're not going out, and so for me it's like, all right, she just said I want a romantic night. Let me take this table. You can go and grab some flowers.
Just did it this past Thanksgiving.
And like set the table up, make it like a little sexy table for two candles.
He brought out the fine china.
Had the fine china out, Bring out a glass of wine.
That right there.
And you get dressed like you going out on a date. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It could be something as simple as that.
Something as simple as that. And I think like that just shows me like, one, you listened.
Yeah.
Like he's actually listening to what I'm saying. And for many women, that is just like a turn on. Like, what? Yes. This man is listening to what I'm saying?
Listen to this, man. One of the best turn-ons you can do for your lady is to listen to her.
Listen to me.
And then act on
it.
What you listen to.
That's what I'm
saying. So you listen, you understand, then you act on it. Then it comes to her mind, oh my goodness, he listened.
He listened.
And he acted on it.
Yep.
I'm going to drop them draws for him.
Ooh. I can't even take you serious right now. I can't. It does lead to that. It's a turn on. I mean, let's just say that. And it's like one of those things that it shows me that you value what I say. It shows me that you want to make me happy at the end of the day. And to me, that's just, it's great if both people are feeling like their spouse is willing to make them happy. And that kind of makes me go on to the next point of what I think would be a great way to keep it fresh is leaving love notes around the house or little messages or surprising your spouse with something. I know if you guys follow us on Instagram, I posted a photo of me in the mirror, and Kadero had just wrote on the mirror with lipstick, "I love you." And to me, it was just one of those great reminders. And I know a lot of people were like, did he mess up your lipstick? Or, how much was your lipstick that he used? And to me, honestly, that didn't even matter at the point, because it was like he did something out of the ordinary. He did something that made me smile. I can always buy new lipstick if need be. But it was just something that it was like...
It was an older one, just so y'all know.
It was an older one. But it was just one of those things that it was like a visual of he actually took the time to think about, let me do this for Hope. Let me do this to make her feel loved. And it was one of those things that I did. I felt loved. I felt special. And that's not the first time he's done it. Like, there's been notes that he's written and posted to the mirror. And it's just one of those things that, to me, and this is just how I feel, it makes me feel loved because you took the time out to do something.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's so important. And that can keep it fresh and exciting, because it's like, oh, I got a note from my husband, or I got a note from my wife. Like, what does it say? Let me read it. So it was cool to me.
Love letters, huh?
Love letters, or just
letters. That's
little
cool.
Surprises around here or there,
Yeah.
I think that could be...
I think at the end of the day, when you're talking about keeping it fresh or hot and spicy, the main thing is to remember to strive to not allow your relationship to become such a mundane routine.
Yeah.
And you fall into almost like a trance of this is what we do every day.
Yes.
And it's the same thing over and over every single day. We work, we come home, we say hello, we eat dinner, go to sleep. We're in like this hamster wheel of that we're just doing. And so you have to be able to and be willing to switch it up. Mm-hmm. And the communication is the key part of knowing that it has to happen. Mm-hmm. And then not taking it, don't take it as don't get defensive or offended when they ask, like, hey, I would love to do this, and you're like, oh, well, was you trying to say I'm not doing this? Like, just kind of, you can't take it like that. And it's just, hey, I want us to have fun. And I think that gets lost in marriage, especially as the years go on and kids come and life happens. We lose that essence of what it was like to have fun with each other. Yeah. And so if you can always kind of remember those moments of where we had fun and we just laughed together. And I think that's why, like, what we do is like love and laughter, because it's the love between us and it's the laughter and joy that we have with one another. And I think people have lost that in this world of so much is going on in their relationships. They've lost that laughter and that fun that they used to have with each other. Yeah. So
I think that's so key. And like keeping that in mind, the fun aspect of it. Like, let's just say, and I'm going to bring out Exhibit A, okay?
Exhibit A.
Because there has been times where, like you said, like we fall into the routine, everything is mundane, and you do the same thing every single day. Yeah. So with Kadero and I, a lot of times he has his normal job and I'm doing H&K stuff, and then we do H&K stuff together, and then we do lunch, and then we do dinner, and then we decide we want to watch TV, and that takes up a lot of time. But there are times where I felt the need to, let's switch something up. And a lot of times when we say switch something up, being that we're in quarantine, we like to play games. And there was a particular time, probably about 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. And it was just one of those things, how you can sit together and you can feel like, okay, this is nice, but I want to do something else. So it was one of those nights, and I was thinking, okay, we should play a game. But then I was like, well, we've done all the games that we have in our closet. Let's do something new. So we have had this game in our bedroom. We have like a little Let's just call it a sex treasure box.
That's what I want to know.
What?
A sex treasure box. I want to know how many people, and you can comment, you can leave it, like, even on our Anchor, you can leave like a voicemail or something, whatever. Comment on this.
Yes.
I want to know how many people have like a, I guess, is it a toy box, a sex box, like a box?
A box with all your goods
with
in
your
it.
goodies in it. Do
right?
you leave it, or do you just leave it in your dresser drawer or something? Like,
I feel like we have probably too much stuff to put in our dresser drawers,
like too many of those
like stuff.
That stuff we have too much to put in our drawer. We need a whole nother.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
do we have that much?
Well, I mean, when you consider like the games and like all of that stuff, like those are in boxes. Like we probably need like at least one dedicated drawer to it instead of this box.
Gotcha. Okay.
But anyway, so we have like this sex treasure box in our bedroom, and it's just one of those things that we have had this game literally since the beginning of our marriage, right? And I think we've played it once or twice.
When we played it a little more.
Okay, so when we first started,
because we was all over each other, was trying to do everything.
Yes, so when we first started, we had a lot of times with this games, but now, as the years went by, for some reason the game just didn't come to our remembrance. So we were sitting on the couch, and I was like, Kadero, I was like, let's play a game. He was like, okay, he's up for it. That's another gem right there, being up for new things.
Gotta be up for it.
Gotta be up for it. So we went in the bedroom, and it's this cute little card game that we had. And I don't even know. I think they still have a version of this. This is over 11 years old, so I don't know if it's the exact same one, but it's called Hot Date. Y'all see these little cards right here? And it's a game of fun and flirting. Okay, so I'm just going to read a couple of these cards, right? Because I thought it was fun. I don't know about you, but I had a good time that day. And I think it was fun, too, because it was like, we did something that was out of the ordinary. Like, you kept it fun, and we're not huge, some people are great role play people, but this game kind of forced us into that, and it was kind of like, oh, this is an interesting switch up. Like, this is fun. So, like, Exhibit A, card number 1 says, pretend you're a photographer and put me into several different positions so you can take some good shots of my blank. Now you fill in the blank. What would you want that person to take a picture of? Ooh. And position me? You know what I'm saying? Put me in the right position so you can get the right shot. That's what I'm saying. Card number 2, Exhibit B, says, imagine you're a pop star.
Okay.
Hold my blank in your hand like a microphone and sing into it.
I remember that one. I think we did that one. I won't say what.
I was singing a tune. Okay, Exhibit C. That's what we're on.
Were you about to say 3? A, B, 3.
Expose my blank and hum a tune on it until I could guess the song. Expose my blank. And hum a tune on it until I can guess the song. You choose the body part. What are they humming on? And if it's that good, you're just not going to know the song automatically.
Body yada 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 yada.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, this was just a great change of pace, is what I would say. And it was one of those things that it felt good to do something new, like different, and something we just haven't done before. So I would definitely say keeping it fun, spicy, fresh. Whatever type of, if you want card games, if you want new toys, and
you want the role play.
If you want the role play, I mean,
and
it's up to you.
Yeah, that's what it is in your sex life, where you feel like that's getting a little dry, because it's, once again, it gets in that routine. Even in sex, you can have that routine where it's like this position, then that position, we're done. This position, that position, this position, we're done. Like, they, like a robotic
very
motion,
robotic.
And so, we always talk about being able to spice it up with toys, and there's so many websites out there that you can do and see, and there's swings and things and such as that. But even outside of sex, there's got to be ways you can freshen up, and we always talked about it, and I don't know if we ever done it yet. People that just goes for happy hours, hanging out. But I guess it's more like the role play of like going somewhere and acting like you just
don't
met
know each
them.
other?
Yeah.
See, I used to want to do that, and you was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I feel
to
like."
To me, it's just like
it's so weird.
It's weird
to me because it's like.
But you said you want to do it.
I know. I say it's weird, but I feel like I want to do it.
So we should try it one. Like you just walk up, like, cause I know I ain't had no game growing up. So like, at least but I guess this side, at least I know at the end of the day, I'm going home with the lady, right?
Yeah. So your confidence should be boosted because you know at that point I'm coming home with you.
No matter what.
No matter what.
However cheesy my game may be. But I would say something real cheesy. I would say something like, let me see. I would say something like,
test out the waters.
Yeah. I think we should rearrange the alphabet and put you and I together.
I know you can't be serious. I know you're not serious.
Okay. How about
it?
Do you mind coming over here and sitting on my lap and we can talk about the first thing that pops up?
Okay, I'm about to take your mic away from you. Push that over there. You're done for right now.
Oh my goodness.
I think that would actually be very, very fun. And I remember there was a time that we actually, because this was another thing. When you live together, like you get ready together and you see the outfits that you're putting on, you see them ironing out and all that stuff. And there was one time that we went out on a date, and at this time we had 2 bedrooms, 2 bath townhome that we were living in. And I got my clothes. Kadero got his clothes. I took 1 bedroom. He took 1 bedroom. We didn't know what each other was wearing. And it was one of those things that we just got ready on our own. And then it was one of those things that, we met out and we were like, oh, you look great. Instead of them seeing the process, them seeing you get your hair done, them seeing you put on your makeup, like let there be an excitement factor in that. So if you can get ready like separately, I think that would be great, because then it's like once you guys see each other, it's like, oh, I didn't even see the process. So I think that it's exciting. I think it's cute.
Yeah.
I think it's cute.
There's something about doing those things that you did. It's almost like you have to revert back to just like when you were being, when you first started.
Yeah.
And I think there is such an importance, because like it just made me think about it when talking about like the role play at a bar or something. Pursuing you. And so I know men sometimes we pursue our lady when we're dating. We are constantly pursuing that woman to say, I'm into you, I'm all into you, I want you to be with me. I'm gonna just constantly do those sweet chivalry things that show that I am all into you.
Yeah. Then
we are married, and then newlywed, you're still probably doing it, but as those years go by, and that this girl is with me, this is my lady, she with me. Sometimes we fail to keep that, we fail to strive to keep pursuing her like we did when we were just dating and in our courtship stage. And we sometimes forget the chivalry of opening the door, or open the car door, open the door, and or pulling out her seat to sit down. Yeah. Like, so those little things like that, you have to always remember to pursue. And this always reminds me of why you have to do that is because that woman still is not the same woman that like you're not the same woman I married 11 years ago. Right. You've evolved. Right. And so now it's like, okay, I can still be pursuing this woman and getting to know you, who you are, and still do those things. And now I'm being a student of my spouse, and I'm learning who you are, what you like now, because you may not like the same things. And now, once again, going back to listening and then acting on those things. So I think it's so key when you're talking about keeping it fresh. When people ask, well, how do you keep it fresh? Well, it can be easy if you remember that person's not the same. Right. And like, if you're now studying and figuring out who they are now, you are now pursuing that person again. And it's like you're constantly keeping that courtship and you keeping this friendship. Right. That is so key that people have. And once you have that friendship, that's where all that fun and the laughter, which is so important in a relationship.
And I think too, like what you're saying is like going back to the basics. And I think that it's so important not to forget what, like you said, what you did to pursue that person and get with that person. but not forgetting the little things that we used to do in the beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
Because something as simple as, you saying thank you when I do something, or like me saying thank you, or I appreciate this, or I appreciate when you did this. Like showing that person that you are consistently appreciating them, and even randomly saying I love you, because sometimes, we used to do that when you were on the phone or when you're dating, like I love you, no, I love you, no, I love you, all that stuff. And it's like, that was like, for me, that was like, oh my gosh, like we're just so in love. So it's like, saying I love you more often than normal, remembering to kiss each other, throughout the day, sending text messages to each other, just wanted to say I'm thinking about you, like doing those things that are like making that other person feel like they are constantly on your mind. I think is something that's just like, oh, okay, we're keeping it fresh. Like I feel like I'm still dating him. Like I feel like we're still in that dating stage. So I think it's just important to like keep those things just always present in a relationship. Yeah, is what I think. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think too. Lastly, well, I don't know if it's lastly. I don't know if you have anything else, but I think too. Like, have you ever noticed? Well, maybe this is just me. I don't know if this is you, but have you ever noticed like when you go away from your spouse and like you're with like your girlfriends or you're with like your guy friends or something like that? Like I find myself a lot of the times like I'm in the moment with my girlfriends, but I'm still thinking about you. Like, I still, like, I can't wait to go home. That sounds bad, but, like, I can't wait to see Kadero or, X, Y, and Z. And sometimes, it sounds bad, but I'm being honest. Guys, we have no other way to be. But, like, sometimes if you hear, like, your girlfriends are, like, going through things, like, you want to be there for them, but it brings you that much more appreciation for what you have.
Yeah.
Like, it's messed up what's going on with her. Like, I thank God I'm not going through that. And it makes you kind of reflect on that person. So I think like a little bit of distance and time away from your spouse as well will definitely allow the opportunity for you to miss that person and to keep it like, I can't wait to go home and see them, or I can't wait until we're back together. So if you can, I know quarantine's happening and all that stuff, but even distance I think is important.
Yeah. I think that's key anyway, just because we're both individuals, and
Absolutely.
still to have your individuality is so key in your relationship, where when you have that time apart, it's like, oh, nice, I can breathe a little bit. Not saying that you're somebody, your spouse, hopefully your spouse is not smothering, but like just to remember who you are.
Absolutely.
And so that gives you those times to know what you want. And then when you come together, it's like, oh, I can bring to the table who I am. And not have to feel like I gotta be somebody else for my partner. Like I can be me, and they enjoy me for me,
right? And
not this person I've created just to please them.
And I think it's interesting too, like, because I know whenever Kadero, like, if Kadero goes out and he's dressed up, I'm like, where you going? Or why are you looking so good? Like, it kind of makes that other person look like, oh, you going out with your girlfriend's looking like that? Like, you look real good. Like, you kind of like. Yeah. It creates a little. Kadero would always, when I would go with some women and, have a glass of wine or two, and then I come back and I'm like, oh, me, you in the bedroom, like, ready. Hey. That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. We're shutting this thing down. But I think it's just super important for everybody to remember, at the end of the day, just keep it fresh, keep it spicy. Get yourself some playing cards, get yourself some space away, get yourself appreciation for your spouse. Be open in your communication with what you're wanting, what you're needing. Yeah. Don't expect that person to just automatically know, but communicate. So.
Yeah.
You want to close us out? You do all the subscribe and all that stuff. I
do all of that.
Yeah,
so we hope you enjoyed today's episode of H&K Chronicles. Make sure you subscribe to H&K Chronicles, man. Download all our episodes, man. We're flying through. I feel like we're already halfway through our season, man. We're trying to figure out exactly how many we're going to do for season 1. But tell your friends. Please tell your friends that H&K Chronicles is such a dope podcast. We just We just want that. Man, if you want Apple, make sure you review and rate us.
5 stars.
5 stars.
None less.
None less. But we appreciate you guys. Again, you can find us on all social media. So hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, man. We're going to do an episode that's just taking questions. So you can DM us your question. Tell it, say podcast question.
Yep.
And you can hit us up, or you can even email us at info@everydaywithhk.com. Put in the topic podcast questions. And we're going to try to hit all these questions on one of our episodes. Just do like a Q&A from all our H&K Nation folks, man. I think that would be so fun and dope.
Yeah,
so,
that'd be cool.
So make sure you check us out. You can also check us out on our website, everydaywithhk.com, man.
Right.
We just trying to show that love and laughter, man, all right? So we love you.
Love you guys.
You guys have a blessed rest of the week.
Yes.
Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.